Okay, good question. So you're just going to observe that the room numbers until this morning were actually A1, H2, and so on. While they match the conference center room names here, we've actually taken walls down and we've moved things around. We've had tables set up. So in some cases, we're actually spread across multiple rooms. So what Claire has done is she's put numbers on the rooms and there are signs with numbers. So if you're looking for room 11, there's an 11 sign with an arrow, just follow that, and the room actually has an 11 above it now, not H1, B1, and so on. So all the rooms are now numbered. So, yeah, vertically down time. You'll notice we have there's 10 minutes between each session. This is, at the end of the session, please, if you're track lead, don't overrun. If you're overrunning, you're running into somebody else's time, and you're losing your people's ability time to get there. Keep the session short and sweet. If people are rambling, politely ask them to sort of get back on topic. 10 minutes between each session, that's enough time to get up the room, look at the schedule, see where you want to go next, and come back to go back to the next room. Tracks are color-coded to make it easier to find. Foundations is brown, desktops are orange, community is pink, and so on. So this allows you, on a split glance of schedule, to follow a track. And the tracks themselves are linked to the Launchpad blueprints for them. And from the Launchpad blueprints, you can subscribe to the specification. I'm not going to ramble on too much longer because without this access, there's really not much I can demo here. So if you have any questions about the system, please just come up and see me or come see a track lead. But it should be fairly self-intuitive. It allows you to. No. Okay. So yeah, the scheduling system is that. There was a question about roundtables. Some sessions are marked roundtable. Those are sort of introductory sessions in the morning. I've noticed that most of these have started disappearing from the schedule as the time constraints have occurred. There does appear to be 2 mobile roundtables each morning. I suspect that's a side effect of David. Which room were you intending the roundtables to be in? 5. Room 5 this morning for the mobile roundtable. Okay. So yeah, unfortunately I can't continue to this because we're out. Let's see if I can see the moment now. No, I can't. It's the circle still. Yeah. Okay, very good. That was actually drop full scale, wasn't it? No, there's no remote network. Yeah. Why is that remember that? Hey! No one else connect to this network, please. One more.
We don't know what he does.
Okay, let's see if we can do this now. I do apologize. There's always a technical hit in the morning. Usually it's the software rather than the wireless network. Let's see how we do. Hey! Okay, now I can carry on rabbiting. So, we now can see the full schedule. That's much more like, so that's much more useful. So we can if you're particularly interested in the session, like I'm interested in improved power management in the kernel, I spend a lot of time on planes, and I would really like my battery not to die halfway through Bridget Jones because I'm after watching. So what we can do is there's a little blueprint icon next to most of these, and you can click the little blueprint icon, and that will take you to Launchpad, which this is much faster, well done, James. And this will take you through the Launchpad page. And let me just give you a little bit of rundown of the interesting information here. Obviously, read the full specification. When the conversation's finished, the notes that you've taken will be turned into a specification and put on the Ubuntu wiki over there. And that's the job of the draft or assignee. Yeah, there's some Launchpad status. It tells you if it's drafted. What's that? James Troop to the podium, please. It disconnected. So don't mind, I can talk over this page. So this one's drafting. It's assigned to Amit. The approver is Pete. There's no draft nominated, and so on. What is that network? Oh yes. Anyway, the important link I wanted to show you here is this: the subscribers. The subscribers are people who will be notified about changes to a spec. If you're interested in a specification, please subscribe to it. This will allow you to be notified not only of the progress of drafting the specification, but also the progress of the specification's implementation in Ubuntu. You'll be able to notify when it's completed and so on. So I'm actually interested in this one. So I'm going to subscribe. I can click subscribe here and subscribe to the blueprint. Okay? And you just click subscribe there and you'll be subscribed. Now, you'll notice on the Summit page that if you look at it in your web browser, Firefox doesn't actually crash on me, you'll notice that each of the specifications has a list of people assigned to them and little icons to say whether they're the assignee, the approval, and so on. Yeah, look at Launchpad. But once you've subscribed to a specification, your name will appear in that list. It takes about 5 minutes, usually on average, to sync. So one advantage to subscribing to specifications is now you can actually start to look for your name on the page and you can see where you want to go. And we can also, at the bottom, there's a little link which actually says hide and show sessions not for me. And that makes the schedule far easier. So you can actually, if you subscribe to sessions that you want, get rid of the notes. I would encourage you not to walk around like this because, as you can see, I will miss a lot of interesting things going on in the morning that I haven't actually subscribed to personally. So don't just walk around like this, but it can be a really quick link to remind yourself where you're going to next. I mentioned at the beginning, if you've registered your interest in the system, you've up to register attendance, you can register your interest in tracks and topics, which takes you to this page. Now, I'm interested in the foundations because that's the team I'm on, and I'm also interested in the kernel. So I can update my interest. And, okay, the interest has been updated. If I was to now look at Monday's page, please work wireless. Now, you notice it's now dimmed out the tracks that I'm not, haven't actually said I'm interested in. This is another little trick for, making your navigation around easier. This is kind of what I tend to recommend people do. So now, the tracks I'm actually interested in are a little bit bolder. They show up a little bit easier on the schedule. The ones I'm not so interested in are still there, but they've just gone a little dimmer. But I can still read them by hovering over them. And again, the hide now leaves the tracks I'm interested in. So now this is how I tend to view the schedule. I tend to view it like this and just when I need to go. So yeah, do use these. Register your interest in tracks. This will allow you to sort of see. Ask a question, Chris. This will allow you to see kind of what, at the clear glance and help you navigate the information. When you put your landers, there are little coloured strips. Those almost match up to the sessions, and so you can register interest. Chris, you had a question?
Yeah, some of the sessions they don't link to blueprints.
Okay.
So how do we register our interest?
So some of the sessions don't have a blueprint. What you need to do is get in touch with the track lead for that session. Most sessions should be linked to blueprints. The few that aren't are round tables normally, where there's no blueprint anyway. But yeah, get in touch with the track lead and talk to them and find that way. In most, by far, the majority should be. I think we found one or two today which weren't, but I think the majority should be. As I said, tracks are color coded. You can register your interest and you can subscribe in Launchpad. There is a by-track view, but I'm pretty sure that was broken, so that will be what I have to fix before I have to do something. Register attendance in Launchpad. Make sure the times and dates they tend to be. But this is going to have an exception later, so please don't laugh. Yay! Okay. That was because I was actually editing the page and the voice going down. Okay, I think that's about everything I want to cover. Sorry, I've lost my mental order. There was one other thing I was going to cover. I was just going to say, so if you're confused about which sessions are going to be videotaped, and you're a little bit, the videotaped sessions are actually marked on the schedule as videotaped. I'm going to find one now. Yeah. Oh, the recent ones are in the printer. Is that right? You say? And they'll be in the rooms. I can't. There we go. There's one. So increase ops options on the QA track, and it will be videotaped. So they are marked on the schedule. And on the front page of the schedule, you can see a quick list of the ones that will be videotaped. But yeah, please, the videos are going to be licensed openly, I believe. What's it you say? The videos are going to be Creative Commons licensed. Yeah. Okay, so John was just saying there. The videos are going to be Creative Commons licensed. In the rooms there'll be a video release form to agree to your image being on the videos and so on. If you don't want to be on the video, there is a place in the room you can sit outside the view of the camera and so on. But it means you're a little bit. The videos have been really useful in the past for people not attending, so I would ask you to consider, allowing yourself to be on the video. Right, yeah, so sorry, I'm just confusing myself here. So yeah, anything you need, track leads, get in touch with them. As I said, any problems if you have any problems with a hotel, with accommodation stuff, Claire Newman is the person to go and contact. She's a wonderful woman, and rumour has it that she likes a glass of wine. So if you see her out in the evening, do please get her one. She's worked effortlessly to sort all the problems with the hotel out that some of you were having, including myself, over the last few nights. Some of us didn't even go to the hotel on Saturday night because they'd forgotten to book enough rooms for us. The hotel is like giving them to politicians or something. Any network problems or any camera problems or power problems, there's lots of IS guys running around, and those guys doing an awesome job trying to keep the network working and so on. Okay, did you want to close up or no? Okay, so what I just wanted to show everybody. Okay, let's ask. Yeah, let's do that. Is there any questions before we go on? Sorry, it's been a bit of a higgledy-piggledy morning. Yeah. It's gobby.conference, but let me just bring up my thing at work. These are the details for the Gobby server. It's gobby.conference, and it's port 6522. The wireless network is still having problems, so it may be simply that you can't quite reach it yet. This is the local Gobby server.
Yeah, I'm actually getting connection refused trying to connect to that.
Okay,
the port's not open.
Well, I think that James is worrying about the wireless network first, I think, and then anything else. Questions? There was another question I saw. George.
We still have a few slots for plenaries, so if you want to do one, please see me, myself, or Jono, and we'll talk about it.
Oh, right, yes, sorry. That was the one thing I forgot. Thank you, George. On the schedule, after lunch, you'll see that we meet back here in the plenary room for after lunch talks. These are after sort of lunch. We have after lunch speakers rather than after dinner speakers. We have usually 4 in a day, and these are 15 minutes long. So it's a very quick, very overview talk. If you're giving a talk and you have slides, please come during lunchtime to check the projector out. Don't begin connecting to the projector and figuring it out when you.
If they come see me, give me your slides, I'll take care of it.
Yeah, if you come see George, he's got a you can give him the slides directly, but please don't spend the first 10 minutes of your 15-minute slot fiddling with the projector. Steve.
I noticed just now during this session when I happened to look at the UBS wiki page, there's a comment about needing some sort of ID thing for lunch, which I hadn't heard mentioned up until now. Is that meaning?
I think that is now incorrect. Claire?
That's not needed now. We
not needed.
There was going to be a hotel requirement about lunch. And
Probably Tuesday and Wednesday and
Yeah.
Thursday.
There may be, we may need to provide for everyone to give them a lunch coupon before they got lunch because of some requirements from the hotel. But the immediate feature, that's not required. If it will be required, we'll let everybody know. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, question.
I just wanted to point out that Lobby has a chat feature in it, so if you don't have to be switching back and forth between your IRC client and Lobby constantly, it can do it a lot faster.
Yeah, so just been pointed out that Dobby has a chat feature in it. So if you do want to hang out, if you are hanging out in Dobby, you can use the chat feature of Mercy. Though I would say that remote participation, you get a lot of people outside this conference participating in IRC. So yeah, sure. So,
But also the chat features I understood was not indexed to particular sessions, so you'll be
Yeah.
chatting with everyone.
yes, the chat feature is a global one for the session.
Just one other point in Dobby. Really, it's, work hard to make notes in the sessions. It's always a good idea to appoint at least one person to take notes, but everybody can obviously contribute through Dobby, because we can take these notes and we can present them as proceedings after UDS as well, which we're going to do. So one is to really work hard to use Dobby. It's really helpful to everybody.
Dr. Knight? No, the service not accessible from the outside world. Cody?